And we thought it sounded great, and we got in the back of the tuk-tuk. Now, here's where everything went wrong. Oh, actually, while we're on this view, I hope you guys like my jacket. I love to wear it around Cluj and like get old people triggered, you know, when they see like the rainbow. I like to pair this with a bag that I have that says girl power on it, and then like this rainbow, like all the elderly people get triggered over here in Romania. But then I thought, okay, it's time to give the people what they want. I want to hear, what do the people want? Like, I know what I want. No, I don't actually, but okay, I have so many nuggets of gold, like so many good bedtime stories that I could tell you guys. So just consider this is gonna be like a story time, a travel story time, a bedtime, travel bedtime stories. Okay, so I wanted to share with you a most requested story when I made a poll on my Facebook page. And that most requested story is the time when I got taken to a fake border in Cambodia. This is real, people. This is all real. There is not a lie. Because what happens is always, it's just purely like only poppy moments, you know, only poppy moments. And I'm glad the universe is giving them to me because I love them. I'm like, bring them on. Like, taken to a fake border, check. Slept in a kebab shop, check. Bought shoes from a hobo, check. So without further ado, how I got taken to a fake border in Cambodia. Let's get started. So I want to set the scene for you. It was December 2015 and I was in Thailand. I was in Thailand doing an exchange semester. I was studying abroad in a university outside of Bangkok. It was an international university, so my classes were in English. And I was taking classes for my global studies major. So the thing is, I was broke. Like, I was broke. Okay, you don't understand. I had just done 2 other semesters, one studying in Spain and one studying in Italy. And you know, when you're studying abroad, your money just flies away. Like, honest, in my opinion, when I'm in the US, there's not that much stuff I feel like I want to spend my money on, you know.
The lie detector test determined that was a lie.
But show me a sword from Toledo and I'm dropping $100 on that thing. I'm not kidding. I actually bought a sword in Toledo. Okay. So anyway, so I was broke. Okay. So I was really broke. But my roommate and I, and actually our next door neighbor, our friend. So the 3 of us, it was me, Amy, and Erica. So the 3 of us had been traveling together the whole semester. And although it was the last couple of weeks, we were actually all broke at that point. You know, we spent our money on other travels. We went to Vietnam, we went throughout Thailand, but we still wanted to go to Cambodia because the thing is, it's right next door to Thailand, you know? So how could we have spent a couple months of our lives living in Thailand and not have gone to Cambodia? So it was it wasn't even a yes or no question. Like, we knew we were going, we just had to find the cheapest way there. You know, I don't want to brag, but like, I'm good at being cheap. I knew I could find a cheap way for us to still go where we wanted and see what we wanted, but do it in an affordable, very budget-friendly way. So there was option 1, which we didn't take. Obviously, it was out of the question. Taking a flight from Bangkok to Siem Reap. Some of our friends did do this, and this was what people normally did. It was about a 1.5-hour flight, $90. We didn't necessarily have $90 to spend on a flight. Option number 2 was to take a 7-8 hour bus for about $20 from Bangkok to Siem Reap straight. That was fine. It was fine. I do enjoy the buses in Thailand. They bring you snacks. There's like a bus attendant and everything. But you know, all right, $20 is still too much, right? We want to get low, like limbo. You know, that's always the motto in my mind. I'm like on the limbo motto when I'm traveling, like lower the budget if you can. And for me, I do like traveling on a cheaper budget. having no money is fun. I mean, that's not really what I mean, but in the case of traveling and exploring, in my case, I found that when I don't have a lot of money, I see places and I explore places in ways that I wouldn't, right? So instead of spending money on an expensive museum entrance, maybe I would wander around a certain neighborhood, like meet someone, talk to them, explore, eat random food, and like do all these kind of random things that fall together instead of doing like one expensive touristic thing. The third option was to take a 5-hour train that cost $1 and left you at the border, stranded. Which option do you think we took? Ding, 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 number 3. Why take a plane to Siem Reap when I could take a 5-hour train and get scammed at the border? That morning, we wake up, I don't even think we went to sleep. We were just like dancing to Thai music videos all night. Love the Thai music channel, Thai MTV. So good. So quality pop. So then, I don't know if we went to sleep or not. I don't remember. And then we woke up to take a taxi. The 3 of us shared a taxi to Bangkok. Like I said, we lived outside of Bangkok. So we took the taxi to Bangkok to the train station. So then we could catch the train. I swear to God, the train was not 5 hours. It was almost 6 hours. The windows were all open. Everything was just open. Like it was, anything could have flown in there, you know, like any wildlife. Also because the train was going very, very slowly. I'm surprised like a freaking like monkey didn't fly through the window. Like there were these massive train windows open. All the dust, like somehow I slept. That's why I think we pulled an all-nighter, because I slept somehow on this rickety old train with the windows open and just waking up to be covered in a layer of like grime and dirt. But that's okay. That's fine because we paid $1. Like that was the point. We paid $1 freaking dollar for a 6-hour train ride. Fine. Okay. Easy. Then we get off. The thing is, the train took us from Bangkok to the last city at the Thai border because the train can't cross borders. So the train dropped us off right at the Cambodian border, but not across it. We were still in Thailand. That's totally fine because I already had the plan. I already looked everything up. Step 1 was to take the taxi to the train station. Step 2 was to take the 6-hour train. Step 3 was to take a tuk-tuk from one side of the border over to the Cambodian border. That's where everything goes wrong. Step 4 was to take a bus from that city in the border to the city of Siem Reap. And step 5 would have been to take a tuk-tuk from the station in Siem Reap to our hotel. We didn't have a hotel, by the way. We just showed up. We get off the train. Everybody gets off the train an hour later than usual, but that is actually probably usual. So we find a tuk-tuk. If you don't know what a tuk-tuk is, well, I feel bad for you. A tuk-tuk is a Southeast Asian type of taxi. Everything is open. Like everything's open all the time. Like it's fine. So we took a tuk-tuk. And, you know, of course, we have to negotiate for that. The price should have been around $3 total. So $1 for each. Some people were like, oh, like $5, $10. No, man, no. Like, I'm going on to the next one. I'm going on to the next tuk-tuk. Sorry, like, there's like 10 of you in a line, you know. I'm just going to go to the next one. So finally, we find a guy and he's like, yeah, like, okay, $1 each. Sure, fine. Sounds good to me. And we thought it sounded great, and we got in the back of the tuk-tuk. Now, here's where everything went wrong. We get in the back of the tuk-tuk, and I have to tell you guys, I'm always vigilant. Like, I know I look, and I usually am in my day-to-day spaced out, but when I need to get something done, when I need to go somewhere, I am really vigilant. I'm really looking out. I'm very alert, right? And I'm not going to say my friends aren't alert. I'm not going to say that. But I am going to say that I'm very alert. Okay, I can't stop laughing. So, I'm going to have a lot of cuts in this video. That shit really happened? Like, really? I was trying to be as alert as possible, but we were really, really sleepy and really kind of lost looking, kind of confused. You know, 3 girls, we were probably the prime targets to be swindled. Like, prime, like, oh, 3 lost, sleepy ass looking girls. Okay, I'ma take them to the fake border. He was probably thinking that, like, those are the people I'm taking to the fake border today. 3 in 1, 3 for 1 deal at the fake border. And he starts driving, 3-kilometer drive. It's going smoothly. After a while, we start to see signs that are pointing towards the border. So they're saying not only in the Khmer language, in their alphabet, but also in English, in the Latin alphabet. Cambodian border. This way. We're driving, we're starting to see more signs. At one point, there was a bigger sign that said, the Cambodian border is a left turn past the roundabout, a left turn. Before we even enter the roundabout, our tuk-tuk driver makes a sharp right. As I was looking at that left turn and where I thought we were about to go, like my eyes were following it, it's like, whoop, nope, ladies and gentlemen, we're turning right. We're heading down this random alley. And it was a random street with a huge building, and they had a sign that was kind of this homemade little printed sign that said, Cambodian border, get your visas. They printed it out themselves, trust me. Immediately, I knew something was wrong. Now I want you to remember what I had said, that night I was not only dancing to Thai music videos, but I was also looking up scams. I was reading a lot of info about crossing the land border because I do know that it is quite easy to get tricked, to get swindled in Southeast Asia. Like, fair, you know, we're like, we have more money than the average person there. And, you know, they want to make a quick buck out of us. I mean, you know, like, good for them, but not good for us. So I took a deep breath because I knew, and I cleared my throat because I knew I was going to need to have a word. Imagine this thing has no windows, no doors, everything's open. I stand up on this moving vehicle, I grab the top of it, and I'm like, hey, I'm in a dress also. I forgot to mention this. I'm just like a crazy sleepless girl in a dress. My friends were probably like, what the hell are you doing right now? So I grabbed the bar so I could stand up and shout over the taxi driver's head like, hey, and I said, turn around. I saw that little sign. I saw that he made a right turn instead, and I just had to stand up and shout at him. And as we were pulling in, there was another tuk-tuk pulling out with these 2 clueless looking guys on it that probably did get a fake visa. They probably did go in and they did get a fake visa and they did get tricked. And you know, it happens. But luckily, I had read this blog post the night before that said one of the scams was to be taken to a fake border and thus get a fake visa. So it's not the real border with the Cambodian officials that make the visa on arrival for you. It's just some random people that make another visa on arrival, but it's not the actual one. It's just fake. I didn't have to say more than these 3 words because he did a quick U-turn. The thing is, in many Southeast Asian cultures, actually, I would say even Asian cultures, at least many of the ones I've been to, people there, they have this concept of saving face, which means that they don't want a big emotional scene in public. And they don't want other people to see you upset. They don't want other people to see themselves upset. So as soon as I started screaming at this guy, at our driver, he just turned around. And I felt so bad because there were people pulling in right behind us. And I wanted to shout to them, like, turn around. No, this is not the border. Like, get out of here. But I didn't, because I didn't know what our tuk-tuk driver would do to us, or what their tuk-tuk driver would do to us, or what their tuk-tuk driver would do to our tuk-tuk driver. Like, it was already a mess. I didn't want to make it worse. So honestly, I don't know what happened to those 2 people. It was a girl and a guy. I don't know if they got their fake visas, or if they found out beforehand. I don't know. And I still think about it every now and then, like, what happened to those people? But we were lucky because I read that blog, to be honest, and because I stayed alert and I looked out for what was wrong and what was right. So then our tuk-tuk driver, he took us to the real border, and it was honestly, it was like nothing even happened. It was like we were like bye bye, like we were smiling at each other. Like it wasn't like this man just tried to like swindle us out of our money and give us a fake document or anything. No, we were just like bye. It's weird in some of those countries. Like it's just like some things happen and it feels like they never even happened. I don't know how to explain it to you. So then we get to the real border, we get our real visas, we pay with our real money, and everything is a-okay, and we make it to Cambodia, we make it to Siem Reap. We had a really nice 3-day weekend there. I don't clickbait you guys with my story times. It happened. But I was lucky enough to have been prepared with my reading material. I read my sources, my documents, and I read up on the scams, and I stayed alert. And the other main important thing is that I spoke up. So when you're traveling, you have to speak up for yourself, you know, because there are people that want to take advantage of you, and there are people that maybe they want to do good for themselves and they don't really care about what happens to you, not necessarily in an evil way, but in a way like I need to get money for myself or my family. And like, okay, that happens, but you also have to realize when it's happening and just put a stop to it. You have to take that responsibility upon yourself and build up that courage and confidence to really be vocal and really express yourself, because that's the thing when you're traveling alone. I think that's one of the most important things. You are the one looking out for yourself. Like, it's on you. The responsibility is only on you. It's on no one else. You can't say like, oh, that guy, you know, oh, he was a bad man, or like, oh, that it was because the train is late, or like, no, like you need to take it upon yourself to fix what you get yourself into. You have to be aware, you have to have backup plans, and you have to speak up about what you want or don't want. And that's really important. So that's why we were able to get out of that situation, because I spoke up about it. You know, I said, this is not okay. I didn't second guess myself. I didn't think like, oh wait, maybe this is not the actual border. Oh, maybe he's taking us, maybe he knows somewhere else. Maybe he knows a place where we could get a cheap visa. Maybe he knows a person, maybe me. No, I was like, no, this is not right. And I would rather look like a fool and then it have actually been the real border. And then I'm like, wow, I'm stupid. I just yelled at this man for no reason. I would rather have an embarrassing moment like that happen than have not said anything and a bad moment happens, you know? So I will always speak up, and I think that's really important to keep in mind. Just always speak up if you think something is not right, okay? Just really take that responsibility within yourself and find the courage in you to do that when you travel. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, you can like it. If you disliked it, just give it a big old thumbs down. You can do whatever you need to do, however you're feeling today. Okay, if you want to subscribe, I wouldn't mind that. You can dislike this video and you can still subscribe and see if I come up with better content. I don't know. It's a mystery. The future's a mystery. And the present is a gift, so enjoy your day. And thank you for watching this video. Bye, guys.